Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into, well, a really fascinating world, actually. It's the realm of commonly misquoted movie lines. Our mission for this deep dive is to, unpack how our collective memory sometimes plays tricks on us, especially with those really iconic pop culture moments. And this whole thing often ties in something called the Mandela Effect. So let me ask you this. Have you ever been just absolutely sure about a movie, quote, completely convinced, only to find out you were, well, wrong? I know I have.
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time. And what's really interesting here is that these aren't just like minor slips of the tongue.
Right.
They actually reveal how our shared culture, subtly reshapes our memories. The Mandela Effect, for anyone maybe not familiar, is basically a shared false memory. It's when a whole bunch of people remember something differently than how it actually occurred. And these misquotes, they often make the lines sound, more dramatic. Or maybe just more memorable, or sometimes they just fit better with how we think about the film now. So we're going to try and dive into the why behind some of these really common errors.
Yeah, that collective memory idea is powerful. Take a classic, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. Everyone knows the line right, Luke, I am your father.
The classic.
But if you actually go back and watch it, the line is just, no, I am your father.
Yeah.
So why do our brains, insist on sticking Luke in there?
Well, that's a perfect example, isn't it? It shows how our minds kind of reconstruct memories. We do it for clarity, for emotional resonance.
Yeah.
Adding Luke makes it feel more personal, more direct. It aligns better with the huge dramatic weight of that scene. Our brains tend to fill in the gaps to make it feel, narratively complete.
Even if it's not quite right.
Exactly. Even if it deviates from the actual script.
So it's about making the memory hit harder for us. And it's not just adding words. Right? Think about Casablanca. So many people quote, play it again, Sam.
Oh yeah, that's another big one.
But the real line is more like, play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Yeah.
And the wrong version, play it again, Sam. That was actually popularized later, wasn't it, by a Woody Allen movie?
That's right. His 1972 film, Play It Again, Sam, which is just a fantastic demonstration of how other media, like a tribute or even a parody, can kind of overwrite our memory of the original source.
Wow. So a parody can become more real than the real thing in our heads.
Absolutely. Yeah. When something like that becomes really well known, its version of the quote can just lodge itself more firmly in the collective consciousness than the original ever did. It really speaks to the power of repetition, of repeated exposure.
It's pretty incredible how a line can get so tangled up in pop culture that it just completely overtakes the original. Another one like that, from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Everyone thinks it's mirror, mirror on the wall.
Right, sounds right.
But nope, it's actually magic mirror on the wall. I guess mirror, mirror just, rolls off the tongue better.
It does have a better ring to it, maybe.
And we've seen mirror, mirror in countless storybooks, other versions, parodies, so it's just sort of cemented itself.
Oh, or how about that really chilling one that, get this, apparently never even existed. Hello, Clarice, from The Silence of the Lambs.
That one is particularly fascinating because Hannibal Lecter, he never actually says that line in the film.
Seriously, never.
Never. What he actually says is good morning. The whole hello Clarice thing, it seems to have been completely invented, probably by spoofs, maybe TV references later on.
But it feels so right, so perfectly creepy for him.
Exactly. It's incredibly memorable and it fits our expectation of his character and the film's whole chilling tone so perfectly that, well, cultural expectation basically just replaced reality. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If we're so easily swayed by cultural shorthand that we just invent a line like that, what else are we misremembering? Yeah, good question. And it's not always specific lines either. Sometimes it's just concepts we assume are there. Like people often quote vampires saying, I want to suck your blood. You hear it all the time.
The classic vampire line.
But Bela Lugosi apparently never said that in the original Dracula.
Nope. It seems to be more of a comedic exaggeration, something that evolved from, pop culture portrayals, maybe Halloween stuff, parodies over the years.
My brain just totally decided that was a real quote. I guess lots of brains did.
If we sort of connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights how much these collective narratives, these parodies, influence our individual memories. Even phrases like, beam me up, Scotty from Star Trek.
Oh, wait, that's not real either.
Not in that exact form, no. It never appears quite like that in the original series. There were variations, things like, Scotty, beam us up, but not that specific phrase. It just became cultural shorthand.
Wow.
And the classic me Tarzan, you Jane.
Let me guess.
Also, never actually spoken in any Tarzan movie. It's another one of those inventions, maybe from radio or vaudeville. It just stuck because it's so simple, so instantly recognizable.
Okay, so wrapping this up a bit, what's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think these misquotes really highlight the powerful, often subconscious influence that popular culture and these shared narratives have on our memory, on our collective understanding of media.
Right, it's not just about getting a quote wrong.
Exactly. It's more about how stories, how narratives actually evolve in the public mind. Sometimes they take on a life entirely their own.
It really shows that our collective memory isn't just like a recording device. It adapts things. It streamlines them.
Yeah, streamlines is a good word. It adapts information to fit a more compelling narrative, or maybe a more concise one, or just to align with how we now think about a character or a story, how they've evolved in our cultural imagination.
It's genuinely fascinating how our brains and like the collective imagination work together to reshape these really iconic moments. But just to keep everyone on their toes, there is one huge exception we found in the source material. A famous line that is actually correct.
Ah, yes. The exception that proves the rule.
Maybe. It's "to infinity and beyond" from Toy Story. That one. Apparently 100% accurate, so it's not always a trick of memory.
Good to know some things are solid.
So what does all this mean for the stories we tell ourselves? And maybe, how reliable are our memories, even of the most famous cultural touchstones we think we know inside out? Something to think about. The next time you quote a movie, maybe double check. You might just find yourself in a deep dive of your own.